Well, good evening, everybody. Um, done a bit of. I came across uh, a, uh, a tweeter, somebody that tweets on Twitter, and immediately my suspicions were aroused. Something about the verbiage, shall we say, of the person on Twitter. So anyway, let me. First of all, to do with Saturday, the service celebration for the dude is at 1 o'clock Pacific time, which is 9 o'clock UK time, which unfortunately is 6 o'clock in the morning in Australia, if you're around about the Sydney time zone. So it's 1 o'clock Pacific time for the dude, and you can get the live stream from the Redeemer Covenant Church. Any problems, then I'll be taking the live stream and screen sharing it here. So if you have any trouble getting onto the Covenant Redeemer YouTube page, pop over here if you want, and drop your messages into the live chat. I think it'll be a good. It'll be sad. It's still sad. It's still unbelievable that he's not around. But we'll never get over it. But we have to crack on, and we have to keep going, because the last thing the dude would want would be for people to let up in their pursuit of truth and justice. That would be the last thing he would want. Anyway, so getting back to Mr. Ken Kratz. So I'm not too sure what the R stands for, but given the sexting scandal, I think you can work out. So I'm going to screen share some stuff that I found. Just one moment. Let me. Yes, there's the first page I want, ready to go. So let me pop this one up first of all. Apologies for the noise in the background. Somebody has just turned on the washing machine just as I'm about to go live. So anyway, let me just make sure. I always like to double check on these things. Also, thanks to Julie Pompom for alerting me to the fact that it was that I'd got the time wrong. I thought it was 1:30 when it's actually 1 o'clock. I actually did a bit of checking with the actual church itself. Sent, received, and then replied with some emails. So I'll gladly make those public later on. What was I doing? I was going to check and make sure that everything's working as it should be, just in case I've forgotten. Linda, I noticed you put at the top there about the fact that you're not a mod on this. I can only suggest that it's maybe when you changed your name. That's the only thing I can think of. Anyway, let's. Yeah. There we go. Let's have a look, see what we got. Yeah, looks good so far. So let's crack on, and let's first of all bring up this tweet from a while back from Jerry Buting. This you can see 2107. So back in July. Rumor has it, Ken Kratz has moved to Southern California to exploit his genetic personality and pursue opportunities. Just saying, the chicken gig might be perfect. Let's help spread the word. Don't F with chickens. So that was Jerry. I didn't realize that he tweeted this. It's someone else that alerted me to. I think it was something on Reddit that alerted me to it. So let's move on. So that was Jerry's tweet. Let's just have a look and see next one that I want to show you. Yep, here we go. Next one, ready to go. And I say it was also on Reddit. Looks like Ken and Leah sold their house, and for 270,000. I thought in his sexting scandal over 10 years ago, I thought it was over 300,000, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I think we've got some pictures of the property. There we go, in Appleton. And I'll gladly leave the link to realtor.com. So maybe this was sold on the 19th of June 2020. Interesting. So when did Ken Kratz reappear on Twitter? Well, as far as I can see, let's have a look. See if I can find the next bit that I'm looking for. Here we go. Let's have a look at this one. This is somebody that goes by Kent J. blah blah blah, supposedly in Adelaide, South Australia, and joined June 2020. Interesting, don't you think? Let's have a look at some other pictures. These might not be in the best order. Oh, that's just the same one. And it's interesting that this person, who goes by this name of True Crime Analysis by a Scientist, has commented apparently on a couple of cases in Australia and heavily on Teresa Halbach case. Come to that later. Let me find the one that I was particularly interested in. So yeah, here we go. I think this was yesterday I read this. Here is something that Avery's supporters didn't notice because of their perceptual bias. The trail in the sand that was caused by the bullet fragment item FL as it responded to the jackhammer induced floor vibration. Somehow the bullet FL migrated across the floor up onto a pile of dust due to the jackhammering. Well, there you go. It's particularly ludicrous. Again, he put here, what can be said for certain is that the bullet wasn't shot through bone and that it was most likely present under the air compressor when the floor was jackhammered. Nah. Ron Peters immediately, just as I did, suspected straight away Ken Kratz. Stop trying to take the mick with this supposed true crime analysis garbage. And I like, and concentrate on what you're going to say to Zellner when she calls you as her star witness at the evidentiary hearing. As I say, it's interesting, isn't it, that Ken has chosen to be from Adelaide, South Australia. I mean, look, he's a particularly despicable fella, and he will try any trick to try and try and get the ball rolling on conversations. Particularly interesting for me is the fact that he's chosen to say that he is in South Australia, in Adelaide. Isn't that interesting? We know that when we watched Making a Murderer #2, when he was called at Brendan's appeal hearing, he said that, you know, the case against Steve was very much a science-based. It was all about the DNA. It was all about the science of trying to say that Steve was guilty because all this science led that way. And of course, Kathleen Zellner has consistently said that it's science, it's the application of proper forensic science that will set Stephen free. Isn't it interesting that within our community, you know, one of the experts, there are many, but one of the experts, one of the best, who a good friend of all of us, Dr. Siltman, is a scientist from Adelaide, South Australia. I can't help thinking that it's very much a case of trying to associate himself with the credibility that Dr. Siltman has established in order, as I say, to try and garner credibility for himself. It's woeful, Ken. It is ridiculous. We can all see past your pretentiousness. Once again, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I would invite you all, if you like, if you would like, to go onto Twitter and look up this particular character who goes by the name of, let me find it. Oh, let me screen share again. I would invite you all to go and introduce yourself to True Crime Analysis by a Scientist and say hi and welcome back, Ken. As soon as I made a comment on the tweet about the fact that, you know, you're not fooling me, you're Ken, and he was most put out by the fact that I was sending him one or two of my pictures that I have to do with him, trying to say that he is in Australia, in Adelaide. You know, he's nowhere near Manitowoc and Wisconsin. Do I think that he's gone to Southern California and then gone to Australia? No, I don't think so. I don't think he's in Adelaide at all. I certainly know for a fact that you don't have Twitter doesn't identify where you're from. You can choose to say where you're from, but you don't have to. Anybody can make up an account and be anywhere in the world. So yeah, as I say, maybe if you'd like to go and make comments and invite, welcome Ken back to the Twitter world. I say it's just pathetic what he does. He should not, as my wife was rewatching Making a Murderer. She's been doing so over the last few weeks, actually. And of course, you've got the fact that Kathleen Zellner points out that, it's unheard of for a former prosecutor who has nothing at all to do with the case to insert himself so much. Anyway, I think that's really all I wanted to say about it. I could tell straight away from when on YouTube we used to have comments from Charles Darwin. It was so easy to see that it was Ken Kratz. He, like a lot of guilters, they try and come up with these bizarre alternative theories to anything, I always remember a top accordion examiner who told me that he used to work teach at Harrow, and he said, they have debating classes there, debating even to the extent whereby somebody had successfully managed to argue that black is white and white is black. This arguing, the other side, as if it's to be taken seriously when it comes to Ken Kratz. As I say, it's just laughable what he's trying to do. I'll say cheerio. If you'd like to go and drop him a comment, welcome him back to Twitter. Be respectful, but by all means, make it clear. Ken, we know who you are. We know, we recognize your style of writing. Just trying to find one tiny little aspect that can be questioned, as if somehow that then causes the whole argument to dissolve. It doesn't. The bottom line is, Ken, you blocked me ages ago because of the questions I was asking you. You immediately blocked me once I'd made comment on your tweet. And you still haven't answered, Ken, my, basic questions. Why was Mike Holbach grieving whilst Teresa Holbach was only a missing person? Why would the grieving process only last days? When all you've got against Brendan is a coerced confession, why did you choose not to use the contents of Brendan's computer that you labeled as Brendan's computer? Why did you not use the contents of that computer as evidence against him? Why did you come up with this idea that it's Brendan's computer and it has of no evidentiary value? Yep, I think you're going to have a sticky time when you finally meet up with Zellner at an evidentiary hearing. Anyway, if I don't see you before, we'll see you on Saturday. Thank you very much, and bye for now.